Hello, my very dear Taurus. This is your reading for the week of June 23rd, or when you hear it and it resonates, Sun, Moon, Rising. And of course, it will not be for everybody. So, the first thing that I heard was a song from Sarah Bareilles called I Want to See You Be Brave. I heard those lyrics, just that title. And when I went back and listened to the song, it was all about all of these different things that could happen. But what would happen if you were brave and you just let the words fall out and you said what you thought? And this, for me, goes much farther than just what you say. It's what you say to yourself. It's what you say inside your head. The thing with this that I'm getting is that we can create around us as humans, but specifically earth signs, we can create around us a structure that is actually made up of people's opinions of us, good or bad. It creates a kind of structure, and we learn how to behave in relation to those identifications as a way of maintaining the structure. Sometimes even the ones that aren't good, we still will kind of interact with, allowed to be there, allowed to be perceived that way, because whoever is connected to that mirroring is an important part of our lives. But what you're being asked to do here is to really be courageous. And the most courageous thing that you will ever do is to redefine your personality, Taurus, because that's going to determine whether or not you let yourself take on different things and see the world in a different way. Now, the first card that came up, which was really interesting because it was after I received the song impression, it was the card Certainty and Doubt. And this one is basically, it's a quote, but it's basically saying, if a man will begin with certainties, he shall end in doubts. But if he shall be content to begin with doubts, he shall end in certainties. Okay, Taurus, we know that you like to have things fairly structured, stable, familiar. That's where you feel your best. That's where you have excelled. But now what it's saying is, it's time for you to be willing to embrace the uncertainty. Because by embracing the uncertainty of where you're going, what you're doing now is you're taking off all the limitations of what you're supposed to be. You're taking off the limitations of those old identifications which may have limited you. And then the energy you're being asked to embrace is the energy of, why not? Who says so? This is you taking back your power, Taurus, and maybe claiming it for the first time. No. You've had power before. You just didn't understand the nature of it. This is not about you having been powerless and now suddenly becoming powerful. This is about you now identifying a different quality of your power and realizing that your power comes from a different place in you other than just work, other than hard work. That you are, first and foremost, empowered by the choices that you make. And the choices now are, again, the choices. Why not? Who says so? This is saying, man, you have got what you need to make the choices that you make and to start seeing the world. Now, what do you get with this? You get on vacation. This is where you get to see life in a new way. What if you were to look at everything that's going on around you and imagine that you're seeing it for the first time? What suits you? What doesn't suit you? What lights you up? It's like when you go to a different place and you're looking at things that you haven't seen ever before. You're going to notice the structures. You're going to notice the colors. You're going to see what draws your attention. Do you want to go to that building or that garden or that? It's like, where do you want to go? So this is you now being able to look at your life, being willing. And I say this is obviously for some of you that you're already in the process of doing this. For the others of you, they're really asking you to look at, well, why not? And who says so? Who are the faces? Thank you. Who are the faces that are mirroring back an image of you that you no longer like or you no longer resonate with? And is it time to maybe reevaluate that? And it doesn't always mean the end of a relationship. It can actually mean a relationship gets a lot better. Sometimes you just need to say, this is not the role I want anymore. And when you change the dance steps to a relationship, it gives the other person a chance to change it too. Sometimes people don't know they want or need a change until they're presented with the option of it. This may be where you're going. And we've got faith. And what is faith? In this card, it's really talking about faith as being linked to the journey inward of self-awareness. That's where we really discover who we really are. And Taurus, that is where you're going. Listen, Earth in the polarity model, which is the primary model that I worked with, that I was trained in. Earth, the root chakra, it's connected to, well, it's Earth, so Taurus, of course, but it's also where the ego structure is identified. And we look at how we learn through the different emotions that are supported by each chakra, and we learn different aspects. We learn to understand different emotional qualities of ourselves as we experience life and let the emotion process through the different chakras. Then we get to the Earth chakra and we say, is this all I am, or am I more? And then we move back up to higher awareness of who we are, and then we continue the journey again, layer after layer, lesson after lesson, awareness after awareness. This is where you are, my loves. You, as an earth sign, have been perhaps comfortable with an ego identification, that an ego structure that you've had, and so it's not always been easy for you to question it, especially, again, as I said, if it means potential conflict or imbalance in a structure, because that's related to another person. But now what they're saying is, yeah, be willing to start with doubts. Notice what you want. Look at what you want. Have the faith to question why not. If it's why not more, okay? Why not? Who says I can't be XYZ? Who says that I have to WXY? This is you, Taurus, now being aware and being able to say, I've done this, I have learned, and my God, have you learned. You have been through some pretty rough years where whatever needed to get brought to your attention has been brought to your attention. Many of you have done a lot of work. Now it's time. You've learned, you've grown, you have a deeper sense of who you are inside, and it's magnificent. And now it's your turn. Let life be a vacation for you. Look at things in a new way and be willing to not just look at things in a new way, but be willing to understand that you are in a process of change that is going to continue and that it's safe. Make change a part of your structure. And then you can take that with you wherever you go. I'm going to leave you with that, my very dear Taurian family. Much love and take care.